talking a lot about sitting with feelings. This video is going to be a little bit longer to provide a little bit of context. When you're sitting with feelings and sitting with pain, it is temporary. I had someone comment that they've been sitting with their pain for a year and it hasn't gotten better. A couple of things though is it's hard for me to believe that the pain has stayed exactly the same the entire time, because if you really pay attention to your feelings, they come and go like waves. Now, there could be a stuck point in the person's body. So for instance, I'm not kidding when I tell you this, probably 6 years, 7 years, maybe even longer, I had a very stuck feeling in my chest, in my jaw. And I'll tell you, over time, it has slowly gone away, but it is there to some degree still. And the thing is, when we are sitting with pain, although it is temporary and it comes and goes even throughout the day, it can get more intense and less intense. Even if it's a stuck point, it can get more intense and less intense throughout the day. There's a couple of things to keep in mind. One, are you resisting that it's there? So when I say resisting, what I mean is, what story are you telling yourself about the pain? Are you telling yourself, when is this going to end? It's always going to be like this. I'm always going to feel this way. All of that amplifies the pain. So you have to really notice your thoughts and notice that when you feel that feeling, there's a high chance you are resisting that feeling, and that's actually perpetuating it and keeping it stuck. Now, the other thing is, I want to make sure that what I'm conveying is not being misunderstood. And the reason for that is I remember listening to therapists, reading self-help books, listening to podcasts, and hearing this, 7 habits of highly effective people. Do this 3-minute exercise and you're going to arrive to the top of the mountain. All that did was reinforce that I was defective and broken, because when I followed the steps and I did the thing and I didn't arrive, I thought I was doing something wrong. We live in American culture, it's a very capitalist, money-making society. So we try to commercialize and package mental health. And I think that does such a disservice to us as human beings. Instead of normalizing pain, saying pain is not something we can get away from. It is part of the human condition. And so, there's nothing, I want to tell that particular person, there's nothing you're doing wrong, because you're still stuck in that pain. You're still feeling that pain. What I would say is, as you sit in that pain, give yourself compassion, because it's very likely that you feel very powerless right now and feel like there's nothing you can do about it. And so, when we feel that way and we're kind of resisting the pain, it is a powerless feeling, because resisting pain is almost instinctual, right? We're going to do that. That does kind of keep the pain going. But again, we kind of can't help it. It's our instinct to want to resist it. So when you're stuck or you feel stuck, compassion, self-compassion goes a long way. Notice the part that feels stuck. Notice how old it is, how long it's been there. Because sitting with pain for a year, my guess is that pain was ignored for decades. And it finally got so big and so loud that now it is just chronic and it feels stuck. So I hear you. I don't want you to think that I don't understand, because I do. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not defective. You're not broken. This is just a result of what happens when we as a society run from pain our whole lives. It eventually catches up. It feels stuck, and it can feel like we're going to be in it forever. Like I said, I had a stuck feeling in my chest for years, and it was very bad. It was all in my jaw as well. It was about probably 6 years. It is still there to some degree, but it's been a lot of brain spotting, meditation, self-compassion, and honestly, antidepressants. That helped me. So, anytime I make content, I'm not here to sell that there's a 3-minute, formula or 7 habits to arrive. There isn't. And that's kind of the point of these videos. Pain is part of the human condition. Nothing is certain and everything is impermanent. That's why when we understand those three things and we can accept that part of reality, it makes pain more bearable and it helps us move through it so that we're not suffering. Pain is part of the human condition. Suffering is optional.